uh, lecture. It's a webinar, national webinar, Entrepreneurship in Dairy Processing, Most Aspiring Skill of Present Century. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the overall scenario of teaching, business, and everything. So in today's era of virtual education, we have planned one national webinar under ITP, Entrepreneurship in Dairy Processing, uh, which is, as we all know, entrepreneurship is one of the most lucrative that is attracting the modern youth, right? So under that, we have planned 4 lectures for 2 days, that is on 23rd and 24th of November, 10 to 12 p.m. Now I request Dr. S. Shivakumar, Associate Professor cum Head of Department of Dairy Technology, to kindly present formal welcome address to all the participants and our speakers.
Gurveer, I am audible?
Yes, sir. Voice is audible, sir.
Okay. Good morning to one and all present in this online platform. So first of all, I am welcoming to all the students, faculty member, industry personnel, and speakers participating in this national webinar, Industrial Academia Interface on Entrepreneurship in Dairy Processing, Aspiring Skill of Present Century. So organized by the Department of Dairy Technology, College of Dairy Science and Technology, GADVASU, Ludhiana, and IDP Cell, GADVASU, Ludhiana. Above all, so we are thankful to our worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Entrepreneurship, Dr. SPS Guman, PA, Principal Investigator and IDP Cell, and also Dean, College of Veterinary Science. And Industrial Academia Interface. So we should thank to them. So apart from that, we got a very good response from throughout India. You can see almost like 93 participants are participating in this webinar. It's a really good response. Good response. Above all, we should thanks to our resource person, today's resource person, Mr. Sumit Saha, Regional Manager, Christian Hansen Company. He is with us. He is going to deliver the lecture, Entrepreneurship Opportunities in Dairy and Future Alternative. So just I am telling about a brief introduction about Mr. Saga. Mr. Saha graduated from West Bengal University of Animal and Fishery Science, Kolkata. He passed out from BTech Dairy Technology from Kolkata. Then he started his career as a technical officer in Kisan Milk Union, Nadia, West Bengal. He worked there for almost like 3 years. He involved in the clean milk production. He involved in production and procurement aspect also. So with his involvement, he has increased the milk procurement by 50% as compared to the previous scenario. So I think my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
voice is audible, sir.
Okay. Then after that, actually, after completing his 3 years service as a technical officer in Kisan Milk Union, Nadia, West Bengal, he started his career from 2004 to 2015. Amul, Asia's largest milk brand. So first he worked in the Kolkata milk project, initiation to stabilization, then worked in the cheese manufacturing unit in Cuttridge, Megamat Anand, and undertaken assignment in processed cheese, emmental cheese, Edam cheese, cheddar cheese, and whey processing. So in between, he has completed his MBA from IRMA. So he has completed IRMA, so Institute of Rural Management Anand. Then also he has closely associated with the managing director of the Amul Dairy. So he worked there for almost 11 years in Amul. So very such a long experience in the industry. Then after that, he worked in Printback, Asia's largest US packaging material industry. So after that, actually, so if you see him, his career, he is having such a vast experience, more than 15 years experience in industry. Then presently, he is working as a regional sales manager, Christie Hansen company. I think it's a very famous company, an MNC company. So, sir, first of all, I am welcoming, sir. So, for giving the opportunity and you are spending your time with us to deliver the lectures. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, another speaker today, Dr. Sunil Kumar. He is going to deliver the lectures in opportunities and challenges in traditional Indian dairy products, future perspectives. Presently, he is working as a professor and head Department of Livestock Product Technology and also special officer for establishment of Dairy Science College in Jammu. He is under the Dairy Science College is under progress in the Jammu. He is the special officer for establishing the Dairy Science College, and he is also having more than 18 years experience in the field of teaching lines. So today we are having both the people are well eminent personalities, one person from industry, one person from a teaching profession. So he is having 18 years experience, Dr. Sunil Kumar. He got the Best Researcher Award, Faculty Researcher Award. So he has received from university and other organization. So apart from that, he has published more than 80 research publications in his career. And also he has guided 7 PG students and 3 PhD students. And also he has published 2 books. He also organized 15 seminar workshop, and particularly for the army people. Jammu, I think you know about Araspura. That is a very belt for the Araspura, and he has given a lot of training to the army people and the unemployed youth to start the milk business. Apart from that, he has completed 2 extramural research projects. So, Dr. Sunil Kumar, sir, please also I am welcoming you to deliver the lecture today. So, with these words, actually, I am pleased utilize these opportunities. So, both the eminent personalities are with us. So, you can enjoy the lectures and gain the knowledge. So, thank you so much once again, all of you. So, now I am welcoming Mr. Saga to start his presentations.
Thank you, sir. First of all, it's very nice to be here in this platform today. I thank Dr. Shiva and Professor Venus for the invite. Greetings to the Honorable Vice Chairman, Dr. Indrajit Singh, and Mr. SPS Kumar, sir. And I also extend my gratitude to all the participating members, student communities, and all the members who organize this event. First of all, before I start my slides, I want to say one thing, that when I passed dairy technology in the year of 2001, that time we seldom used to hear this word entrepreneurship, right? And in our time when I was passed, we had a fixed mentality to either pursue a job or going for higher studies. But but time is not fixed. Time is dynamic, and I have witnessed the frequency change of frequency, the spread of this word entrepreneurship with time. Now that entrepreneurship has become so prevalent that today's lecture signifies that, right? So it implies the importance of entrepreneurship in coming times, because in coming times, conventional definition of conventional jobs will be drastically changed. You have to evolve your skill sets with lower time cycles. Within 5 to 6 years, you have to change your skill sets to be relevant in the job. So in that scenario, entrepreneurship mindset is very, very important to have at this point in time when you are graduating from an institute technical course like dairy technology. And regarding entrepreneurship, my friend Sunil Meka will deliver his take, because he is entrepreneur himself. So he will discuss about the psychological rigor and resilience, the mindset required to to be an entrepreneur. So time is limited, so I will start my presentation now. So first, there are 5 factors now which is transforming the global dairy industry, right? The first factor is new business and operating models. In that, first comes globalization. When you ask me to define what globalization is, in a short sentence, it is you have access to global resources. Say, for example, a cheese manufacturer from a remote village in Nepal sometimes calls me and he asks me for a strain for his cheese that even I don't know. I have to check the total CH Hansen cheese banks to identify his name. This is uh, globalization in short. Now, next point is consumer on internet. At this point in time, nobody other than us understand the implication of internet, because during this COVID times, we have closely associated, or we have taken maximum value from the transaction occurred on the internet platform. Number 3 is optimizing processes and new technologies. Now, technology is evolving. You all know that, right? Say, for example, previously we used to make dahi using starter cultures, right? So when you use starter cultures, there are lots of variation in the process time, lots of variation in the product quality also, because it is not well defined and not totally customized to a defined set of product, right? When the advent of DVS culture came, you see the optimization in the time and consistency in the product, right? So that way, the industry is being shifted by process optimization with new technology. Next point is food safety and health concerns, right? So in this way, in this point, I would like to say that now see, world is urbanizing, right? So more, we are adding around 65 million people every year in urban life. And by 2025, according to McKinsey research, it is around 2.5 billion people who will live in urban societies in Asia Pacific region. That means half of the urban people in the whole world will live in Asia. And with this urban life comes the side effects of urban life. And the side effects are, you can see rising obesity levels and health concerns, diabetic epidemics, right? So when a urban consumer base are become health-wise susceptible, the regulatory bodies comes up to show their role to a society, like FSSAI is doing in India. Now what they are doing, they are putting regulations on the food manufacturers, right? They are asking for clean label, non-allergic, and special diets. We are now hearing vegetarian, non-dairy alternatives. All these are coming up basically because for urbanized life and related side effects. Third is demographics and lifestyle changes. Now, from 2000 to 2016, the average lifespan of human life has been increased by 5.5 years. It is the highest since 1960. So what does this imply? this implies that we'll have a larger population, we'll have consuming population, we'll have uh, age-related customization, right? So the marketing professionals who are facing consumer directly, so previously they used to target in the age group 25 to 54 consumer base. Now, when a sizable chunk of your consumer base are having 50 and the 60 range of age slab, that time you have to customize your product design according to their age, right? So that way, the product portfolio of dairy basket is going to be changed. It will be customized towards more elderly people also. And increasing wealth. Last 20 years, around 620 people exited poverty worldwide. And in Asia Pacific region, we are going to see 150% growth of consumption in the time span from 220 to 2010 to 2030. It's going to be 30 trillion consumption from 12 trillion consumption from 2010 to 2030. Right. Next is coming regionalized and authentic. That means consumer wants more customized product to them, and it should carry a regional flavor. Say, for example, recently we have seen in southern part of India, the lassi is being launched in different flavor. They call it ragi lassi, sabja lassi. This sort of customized product is particularly for a local consumer base, which we are witnessing now. Then comes the competition and consolidation. Now, recently, industry consolidation, you can, recent example is Lactalis Group. It acquired Prabhat Dairy of Maharashtra. What does it mean? That means that big players are taking the small local players to increase their market share. So accordingly, the product portfolio, the business strategies, right, the product strategies will be changed in future. So this is one of the factors which is transforming India. Private label, we all know, with the advent of modern trade and supermarkets, we are seeing that lots of space in shelf space in the supermarkets are occupied by private labels products. What does that mean? That established brand owners have a very hard negotiation with this private label players. I mean, so that way it's incurring cost pressure to the outside players. It may be a MNC, or it may be a startup who is trying to put their product in the shelf. So that's one of the driver. And last is new rules in supply chain and CHR and sustainability. See, sustainability is very, very important in terms of dairy industry, because this is the issue for which dairy industry is in a debatable situation at this point in time, because people say that its impact to the environment is very, very high, and we are going to have a very deregulated impact in the supply chain. Now, say for example, any product, any food ingredient or any raw material can move across the border. So accordingly, you have access to the world's best or the efficient ingredients, efficient raw material to upgrade your product. So in a way, it's very good trend. So these are the most 5 important key factors which are changing the industry. Now, how it's changing the industry? So, old food world and new food world. There's a two difference we are seeing now. So, previously, consumers were, they assumed that quality is price. Now, consumers want value for money. Previously, consumers was fixed with the mindset that either I will get a fresh product or I will get a safe product. Now, consumer wants both. It should be fresh and it should be safe also, right? So demand from the consumer side, aspiration from the consumer side is very, very increasing. Previously, it was hidden and canned. Now, if you see present modern, packaging, it's mostly transparent. They are showcasing the product inside it, right? That means they want to show the authenticity of the product before you buy it. Before, old world, food world was, snacks are treated like it's like treats. Now, snacks means to be healthy now because we have become more health conscious today. Previously, processed food was acceptable. Now, processed is undesirable. We want all fresh product. That is why you see different companies are shifting their centralized manufacturing. They're shifting from centralized manufacturing to very, very localized manufacturing. They're shifting their manufacturing bases close to consumers so that they can deliver fresh products. Right?
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Sir, screen share had stopped, sir. Please share, sir. Once. Yes. Now it is working, sir.
Now it's okay.
Yes, sir. Now it is fine, sir.
Sir, sorry to interrupt again. Actually, it's not in the full mode. Kindly click on the keep my version or keep server version. Yeah, it's okay now.
It's okay now?
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
So, from CHR Hansen perspective, we have 5 lenses to analyze food world. First lens is we see through our capabilities, right? We want to augment our capabilities to understand the food world. The first is what do you mean by that? That we have the capability of fermentation, right? So, for example, recently, the head chef of the Copenhagen-based Noma restaurants. His name is David Silver. Has joined CHR Hansen board. CHR Hansen as a fermenter. So he will bring his competencies, his skills as a chef into the table of CHR Hansen. So what it will help us? It will help us to experiment with different scopes for our application, right? So from a commercial culture manufacturing is taking an experience from a world's one of the greatest chef, fermenter in a restaurant. So that way we augment our skills to understand or even expand the market horizon or application probability of our food cultures. Second is we visit large and small enterprises, talk with them, understand what is driving their operations, right? What is the industry drivers in the small scale industries or big scale industries to understand the different shifts in the consumer pattern or in the regulatory perspective also. Number 3 is people. So we gain insight by understanding people's behavior, consumer behavior. In technical terms, we call it ethnographic study, right? So we have seen from recently McKinsey report has said that 72% of millennials and 83% of Generation Z consumer, when conducting a survey about non-dairy alternative, they said that they have purchased non-dairy alternative in last 12 months. Recent McKinsey survey. So that way we keep tab in what is happening in the consumer space, particularly in food. Next is marginal practices. Say, for example, recently, if you notice all the 5-star hotels, previously they used to use plastic bottles for water. Now, if you visit any 5-star hotel, you will see all the plastic bottles have been replaced by glass bottles. That means there's some policy decisions they have taken. They are shifting from plastic to glass bottles. That means they are emphasizing on sustainability. So, from my point, as a business development angle from CHR Hansen, I see that all the 5-star hotels or big hotels, Horeca segment we call, they all purchase by card, which is packed in matka, in plastic jars, right? And there's a huge plastic consumption. So we hypothesize in that way. This coming future, we'll see that big hotels like Taj or ITCs will make their own card, right? So that way we track different practices where industry is adopting. Next is technology. We meet experts and review their existing technologies in food and health to create new opportunities. It's our regular practice. That way, we make a 5-angled worldview to analyze food industry. Now, if you say that what are the consumer value now? As a consumer, what I aspire from my food, which I buy. So now, if you draw a Venn diagram with these 5 values, the 5 values are: it should be authentic, it should be safe, it should be tasty, it should be healthy, and it should be convenient also. So all the 5 values are overlapping each other. So ideal food at this point in time, a consumer expects are all these propositions in his product, and it should come in a reasonable price point. This is the design we as an entrepreneur should keep in mind to design our food products if we want to venture into entrepreneurship with food or dairy, whatever. Now see his dilemma. Bottled drinks are good. They are full of additives. See the long list. The longer the list, the worse it is, his perception. And there are so many things I don't know. He's not convinced about bottle. So his dilemma is it healthy or it is safe? As a consumer, his internal dilemma is going like this. Next, I wish I was always having cooked meals from scratch. I think it's healthier, and I would feel more satisfied as a parent. I would feel like I was giving them more than I am now. He is in the dilemma between convenience and healthy. Everything that tastes good is fattening. And if you think about it, elderly consumer, his mind. So he is in the dilemma between tasty and healthy. When I am in bed in the morning, I check new updates on food scandals or new studies. I am trying to push this to my friends. So healthy and safety. So all this, if you see what is happening in the minds of the consumer, all are in between two propositions. They are asking questions. At a food manufacturer of next generation, we should approach this dilemma, focus on this dilemma to solve their issue. Now, Now see, tasty and healthy. People find tasty foods unappealing and they crave for foods which are processed and have high carbohydrates and poor on nutrients, etc. How can we make a healthy product with rich flavor? Say, for example, if we design a yogurt with high protein, right, and we impart a rich flavor on it. So this is one of the example, because when you make a yogurt with high protein, it becomes too much thick. It may even smell a bit powdery because you are adding more protein. So how to compensate that? It becomes tasty and becomes healthy too. So you add some natural flavors to it, right? So that the healthy aspect and tasty aspect both are compensated. Convenience and healthy. Eating healthy requires extra time and energy. Time is very, very important. When you define convenience, time is of paramount importance, right? So, say for example, McDonald's. What is their actual value? McDonald's actual value is time, because it provides minimum possible waiting time for the delivery. That is their business model. They are not thinking about making you healthy. They are thinking about delivering food as fast as possible. So when you, as a new age food entrepreneur, you should think in that way. I will deliver convenience also in terms of saving time, and healthy food also. So that way, we are seeing these trends are happening where we can approach the market with this solution. There are different dilemmas: healthy versus safety, tasty versus safety, right? Authentic versus safety. Now you can see the authentic versus safety. Food that people relate to tend to come from non-standardized production settings with inherent safety risks. Say, for example, you are buying a product from a factory, it's not good factory, it's not a well-known brand, but you will be always apprehensive about the quality, right? So that is why the regulation, is coming up for clean label challenge to address this challenge, so they can certify a product. Now, what does clean label means? If you ask, it's a very generic term, right? If you ask any food manufacturer, he will define clean label according to his lens. He may say that there is no corn syrup, there is no artificial preservative, there is no hormones added, there is no GMO product added, there is no preservative in it. Now, so there are a list of things which comes under clean label, right? So this is the dilemmas we have to approach as a entrepreneur if we think of venturing into it. Now we have, over the time, we have seen market fragmentation. It's a, if you see 2003 to 2016, you see the level of fragmentation is, it's around 3 times have been increased. Previously dairy free, wheat free, reduced sugar, etc., etc. Now it's multiple times. Now plant-based, meat reducer, dairy free, wheat free, gluten free, no artificial sweeteners, and etc., etc., etc. But it's more of a press thing, because this fragmentation has been written about mostly in the presses. But grossly, if we skim out the main 20%, Pareto principle of all these schemes, the main important changes we have seen in the category of mainly category of sugar reduction, increasing protein, and personalization. That means it's more customized towards specific consumer base, like elderly, like younger base, on-the-go consumer. This is personalization. Now you see, in Australia, 37%, Indonesia, 34%, and Thailand, 26% of metro consumers plan to eat less processed food in next 12 months to support their health and wellness plans. That percentage increase, this percentage implies the trend That does not mean that it's a very static. 37% consumers wants to change their food habit, and 53% not. That's not the case. That means that we are seeing a change happening in the food consumer space where health is getting prioritized even before taste. In Asia, drinking yogurt dominates in Asia. What does that imply? So when the product name yogurt, fundamentally what it is, yogurt. If you ask me to define yogurt in a mathematical equation, I will say that yogurt is equal to dahi minus lactose. You are basically draining out lactose from dahi and it becoming yogurt. What does that mean? That means that market has been moving from lactose to protein, right? Market is moving from carbohydrate to protein. So that is why in last few years we have seen much more products launch, new product launch, which is claiming higher protein value. People understood the importance of protein in their health. In China, now you see in detail, in China, you are seeing 73% of yogurt market is drinking, 27% is set. Indonesia, 93 and 7. So in most of the cases, drinking yogurt is more than set yogurt. And what does it imply? You have to always read data, and based on the data, you have to make some hypothesis around the consumer behavior. What may be the reason as an entrepreneur? I think. So China, 73% drinking yogurt means on-the-go consumption is high. Wherever you are seeing highest spike of drinking yogurt, higher share of drinking yogurt, that implies that consumers are mostly on the go. Dairy-free yogurt. These are the new launches we are seeing. Dairy-free yogurt. Venus, I am hearing some echoes coming in. Can you mute the mic?
Just hold. Participants, kindly off your mic noise you are on. Gurbir?
Mute the participant.
I had mute the participant. Muted the participant.
Okay. So I'm starting now. So previously, soya milk was the main milk, which is dairy alternative category. Now we are seeing multiple, categories. Despite sorry, it's chaos. Venus, can you ensure that all the mics have been put in mute?
Sure, sir. I will take it again. Gurbir?
Yes, I am ensuring, Venus.
Yeah, please.
Now, see, for example, new launches. These are almond based, coconut based, and lupin based. It's previously it was mostly soya milk based. Now we are seeing now multiple products coming in the market. Now see, there are two types of consumer. One is vegetarian, and vegetarian means they will take plant-based product, and they will also take dairy and eggs also. And when you see vegan, when you say vegan consumers, they will only stick to plant-based. Right. So vegan consumers even will not take dairy yogurt. They will consume only yogurts made from plant, soya milk, almond milk, whatever. Now, in between those strict lines, there are flexitarians. Flexitarian approach. That means they are happy with the value of both the things. They will take the goodness of milk. They will also take goodness of vegan also. Right? So in that flexitarian category, we have seen different launches like apple and carrot and this beetroot and ginger yogurt. I think it is very, very relevant in Indian market, right? Pineapple, cactus, and cereal and linseed flavored yogurt. So Arla launched pear and cucumber and honey flavored yogurt. So this is basis is milk, but their flavor compositions are plant based. So in that way, we are attracting twine value for this flexitarian consumer base. What is it? This is basically when you have a very centralized production and your consumers are very, very far away and market demands a product which needs higher shelf life. That time, what do? You make shelf stable product. These products are Philippines, China. Particularly in China, you will find this. All these fermented milks are UST processed to make it shelf stable and to give it higher shelf life, so that consumers can have it with them for a longer time, and it adds more value to their society in their daily life than having fresh products that way. We are also seeing premiumization is happening in the yogurt space, and it's mostly happening in the flavor and in the ingredient space they are using, the recipe, right? And we are also seeing very, very attractive packaging for premiumizing this category. People are using in mold labeling. So these containers are, it's not shrink sleeve. This packaging came in the sheet printed that. We are seeing very high attractive digital printing to attract consumers. Now, what is the reason that we are seeing such shift is happening in the market, non-dairy and vegan trend? What is the main reason? Why it is happening? What is the data we are seeing? Say, for example, 2004 to 2019, interest in vegetarian 10-year CAGR is 3%. Interest in vegan 10-year CAGR is 16%. Dairy free 22%. What is bad in dairy? What is happening in dairy? Let's see in the video. Venus, tell me if the sound of the video is audible.
The sound is not audible. I think you have to change the setting. But it's not audible.
Video is audible?
No, sir, no.
Now?
Not exactly, sir.
Video is audible now?
Not, sir. It's not audible.
Wait a minute.
Sir, it's audible now, but the video is not visible.
If you go to the store and
It's
search,
not audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's audible.
It's audible, sir.
there are a dizzying number of products to choose from. There's dairy milk, but also plant-based products. To turn a plant into something resembling milk, it must be either soaked, drained, rinsed, and milled into a thick paste, or dried and milled into flour. The plant paste or flour is then fortified with vitamins and minerals, flavored and diluted with water. The result is a barrage of options that share many of the qualities of animal milk. So which milk is actually best for you? Let's dive into some of the most popular milks: dairy, almond, soy, or oat. A 250 milliliter glass of cow's milk contains 8 grams of protein, 12 grams of carbohydrates, and 2 to 8 grams of fat, depending on if it's skim, reduced fat, or whole. That's approximately 15% the daily protein an average adult needs, roughly 10% the carbohydrates, and 2 to 15% the fat. Most plant-based milks have less carbohydrates than dairy milk. They also have less fat, but more of what's often called good fats. Meanwhile, the healthy nutrients vitamin D and calcium found in dairy milk don't occur naturally in most plant-based milks. Looking more closely at our plant-based milks, both almond and oat are low in protein compared to dairy. But while almond milk has the least nutrients of the 4, oat milk is full of beta-glucans, a healthy type of fiber. It also has a lot of carbohydrates compared to other plant milks, sometimes as much as dairy milk. Soy milk, meanwhile, has as much protein as cow's milk. It is also a great source of potassium. Soybeans contain isoflavone, which people used to think might trigger hormonal imbalances by mimicking the function of estrogen. But ultimately, soy milk contains very small amounts of isoflavones, which have a much weaker effect on our bodies than estrogen. Depending on individual circumstances, one of these milks may be the clear winner. If you're lactose intolerant, then the plant-based milks pull ahead, while if you're allergic to nuts, almond milk is out. For people who don't have access to a wide and varied diet, dairy milk can be the most efficient way to get these nutrients. But all else being equal, any one of these 4 milks is nutritious enough to be part of a balanced diet. That's why for many people, the milk that's best for you is actually the milk that's best for the planet. So which uses the fewest resources is the least pollution? It takes almost 4 square kilometers to produce just 1 glass of cow's milk, land use that drives deforestation and habitat destruction. Most of that is land the cows live on, and some is used to grow their feed. Many cows eat soybeans and oats. Much less land to grow the oats or soybeans for milk than it does to feed a dairy cow, only about a quarter square kilometer per glass. Almond milk has similar land use, but where that land is also matters. Soybean farms are a major driver of deforestation, while oat and almond farms aren't. Making milk uses water every step of the way, but it's the farming stage where big differences emerge. Dairy milk uses the most water, about 120 liters per glass, mostly to water cows and grow their food. Almonds take second place, at more than 70 liters of water per glass. Most of that water is used to grow almond trees. take years of watering before they start producing almonds. Trees must be watered consistently or they die, while many other crops can be left fallow and still produce later. All told, soy and oats require less water to grow, only about 5 to 10 liters per glass of milk. Milk production generates some greenhouse gas emissions, about 0.1 to 0.2 kilograms per glass for the plant-based milks. But for dairy milk, the cows themselves also produce emissions by burping and farting out large quantities of the gas methane. Overall, each glass of dairy milk contributes over half a kilogram of greenhouse gas emissions. So while depending on your dietary needs, any one of these milks may be a good fit. In terms of the health of our planet, there's a strong case for choosing plant-based milks, particularly oat or soy milk. So how exactly does the food you eat affect the most powerful organ in your body, your brain? Find out with this video. Or learn more about the science of milk, from why and how mammals produce it to why we humans drink so much of it with this video.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
So video was audible, right?
Right, sir.
Yes. So now I will talk about alternative proteins. We have what we have seen in the video for the market share, right? So first of all, soya protein. What is it in it? So it makes a good bet for protein alternative protein source, right? So in terms of digestibility and amino acid balance, it's very good, and natural taste is neutral, so that it becomes a very versatile ingredient you can work with. One of the critical challenge in handling this plant-based products is that their taste profile and flavor profiles variation is very, very high. When you make yogurt with soya protein milk or soya milk, you will see that the variation in the soya protein's flavor is very, very high. So making a consistent product with uniform flavor becomes very, very high challenge. What is the competitive position soya have? It's around 10 years old in the market, and it has got the required investment it requires to manufacture a consistent product. And the challenges in the soya is that it's mostly GMO, and it has, as in the video, it's shown that estrogenic effects it's reported to have in some cases, but not in every time. And its protein digestibility corrected amino acid score, we call it PDCAS, is 0.96. That means the amino acid profile which the soya protein have, around 96% amino acid our body can utilize, simply put. Now next is pea protein. Its perception is non-GMO, it's non-allergenic, and it's very, very safe. But it has a mild beany taste to it, and as a manufacturer, you have to mask the taste with your recipe design. But it scores lower than soya protein in terms of PDCAA score, PD protein digestibility score. The total amino acid which is pea protein is having, only 72% is our body can assimilate, right? And its environmental load is also very low. Mycoprotein, it's a fermented product, a filamentous fungus or mold that is processed in whole before extracting the protein. It's having around 47% protein content, right? And currently it's mixed with egg and frozen to mimic the meat texture. So it's not good for vegan. So that's one of the barrier it has. And it has medium environmental impact. Cultured meat, it's again in the the advanced stage of R&D, and it has a good protein digestibility corrected amino acid score 92%, and but its environmental impact is very, very high. Now comes whey protein. This is very, very safe, right? And you see the protein digestibility corrected amino acid score is 100%. Whatever amino acid is available in your whey protein, it's all can be assimilated in our in our body. So what is the challenges is whey protein? Whey has faced competition from dairy-free industry because vegan people don't like it, which is typically supported by consumers who desire to be healthier and more environmentally conscious. So all which is coming from dairy is a bit tagged because they have tagged this industry as the main polluter, one of the main polluter of the environment. Now, coming to this pollution effect, can we solve the issue of pollution? Being in the dairy platform, not moving to other platform like plant-based products, right? Yes, we can. See, this Horizon Organic is a brand, is North American brand of Danone. They have made a dairy, Horizon Dairy, which is claiming that by 2025 they will go beyond carbon neutral. They will become carbon positive. That means whatever carbon dioxide they produce in terms of throughout their value chain, they will compensate more than that. They will generate, offset more the carbon dioxide they generate. That means it will become net negative impact in the, not negative, it will impact positively in terms of impacting negatively by greenhouse gas emissions. It will impact positively with their other technology, their tools, their training, farmers trainings, and other applications. By the next years, this time, this product, Growing Years, is a trademark product by Horizon Dairy, which is going to be carbon neutral certified first product. By next year, they will launch this. That means dairy industry can solve the issue, which is lingering into their toes. Sustainability issue, global warming issue. These problems we can handle because we are seeing that it's happening already. Now, we have seen in the last different analysis of different protein categories, we have seen whey proteins and its digestibility score. I mean, protein digestibility corrected amino acid score. See, it's 100%. But what we are seeing now, we are seeing that most of the dairies, we are draining whey. We are draining whey because when we make paneer, we generate whey. And most of the whey, it's get drained out. And this whey contains around 5.5% total solids and around 0.5% fat also. We cannot use this whey because it is high acid. Because if you use paneer whey, which is made from citric acid coagulation of milk during manufacturing of paneer, it's very hard to reverse osmosis it. I mean to say, RO plant cannot filter it out properly because there comes the scaling of this citric acid. So there is an issue of handling whey. So can you, as a community, dairy community, solve this issue? Because if we can handle the whey in a proper way and make this whey, particularly paneer whey, usable, there is lots of value which is getting drained. Economic value, not only economic value, it's getting drained. We are also impacting the environment in a negative way, because BOD COD is very, very high of way, all know, right? Now think in terms of product economics, right? The cost of skim milk powder at present, at today's time, if you manufacture 1 kg of skim milk powder, it costs around 260 to 270 rupees per kg. And skim milk powder is having 96% milk solid, I think. Yes. And cost of paneer is same. It's 270 rupees per kg, I think. 270 to 280. It is, in manufacturing setup to manufacturing setup or basis, it may change, but it's in the range of that. Whereas, paneer contains 45 to 50% total solid. So it's naturally makes an economic sense for a dairy product manufacturer to manufacture more paneer instead of making more skim milk powder, because skim milk powder is a very it's just a commodity, and when the commodity prices plummets, it becomes a headache to sell this commodity. You will see cyclically that sometimes Indian dairy says that we are sitting high on the SMP, skim milk powder. High on SMP means they have larger inventory, 2 lakhs metric tons of SMP Indian dairy industry is sitting in. That means the value of 2 lakh metric ton SMP is 2 lakh metric ton into the rate of per kg of you just multiply it with 260 rupees per kg rate. That means that pile of cash you are sitting in without any interest rate. So that is any problem in the balance sheet. So why we are not scaling up paneer? Say for example, we cut down the volume of SMP we make, and we channel the milk to make low fat paneer instead. Because if you see the Bherka Ludhiana market, Bherka Ludhiana plant may be producing around maximum 1 metric ton of paneer per day, whereas the Ludhiana market itself is having around 20 metric ton per day. So why Bherka Ludhiana plant is not making 20 metric ton per day? What is their constraint? Because if you can solve this problem with proper utilization of whey in a more sustainable way, you can shift the next growth equation of dairy industry. Just think, when Operation Flood started, we had 2 products, mostly. It's liquid milk and skim milk powder. Right? Now, if we think of an equation of next dairy, which is fermented milks and cottage cheese. Cottage cheese means paneer, plus whey and whey derivatives. The economic equation of dairy will be in the next orbit. Because with the last equation, liquid milk and SMP, it's no more sustainable and profitable. The profitability or economic performance of all the dairies with last equation, liquid milk and SMP, is coming down day by day, because competition is popping up, right? So we have to make another equation, which may be paneer plus whey, simply put. So as a dairy technologist, I think we should not be happy with having only technical knowledge. We should have a product economics knowledge, so that we can use our technical knowledge to solve the economic issue, to solve the environmental issue. Right? So with that, I thank you all. Any question you can ask me now.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation.
Oh, my video was off. Sorry. Yeah.
Saga sir. Hello. Yes, sir.
Hello, Saha sir.
Saga sir. Bansal.
Yes, sir.
I think he's having some audio problem. Am I right?
I think, sir. there is
Okay.
no problem.
Okay. I think we can start next lecture.
I think, sir, we should move to next lecture. After that, at the end, we will have a combined question and answer session, sir.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Okay.
good.
So I am stop sharing now.
Okay, Saga sir, thank you so much for your nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
And we will have the question and answer session at the end of the next lecture.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Sunil sir. Dr. Sunil Kumar sir.
Yeah, I am Philip, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, Bansal, please change the host to him so that he can start his presentation.
Sir, no need to change the host. He can start his presentation, sir.
Okay, right. Okay. Sir, welcome, sir. Dr. Sunil Kumar sir, please start your presentation, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, is it visible? Shiva Kumar, sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. First of all, I am highly thankful to the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to interact with the students of Dairy Technology Divisions. My topic, before coming to the topic, I just want to share that before coming to the actual topic, we will discuss about milk. Dear friends, we all know that the life starts with the first food which is consumed from the day is milk. And this is the only food which can be consumed from the day first, and it may continue up to the end of life. And this is the fluid which is secreted by the glands of female mammals, and the main purpose of this secretion is to provide the nourishment to the young ones. But this is the human being who exploit this. Dear friends, milk is generally considered as almost complete food, but this should be kept in mind that there is no food which is complete in all aspects, because a complete food must provide all the component of food, that is carbohydrate, protein, minerals, vitamins and water. But milk is slightly deficient in iron and vitamin C. This is the food which is easily digestible, palatable and having high biological value. That's why with increase in the awareness, the consumption of milk and milk product is increasing at a very fast rate. And this is the food which is whose consumption is started from the domestication of animal. If we see the production pattern of milk, then we found that in world about 82% of the milk is produced by the cow, whereas only 14% milk is provided by buffalo, and 4% is 4% of total milk production is by goat, sheep and other species. Whereas in India, about 48% milk is obtained from cow milk, and 49% is provided by buffalo. Whereas only 3% is provided by the other species of mammals. If we see the consumption pattern of milk and milk product, then we found that in this report has been presented by the NDDB recently, and it tells that only about 37% of total milk produced is consumed in the form of liquid milk, and 10% is consumed in the form of tea and coffee, whereas rest 53% milk is utilized for preparation of different value-added products. And out of this, only 7% milk goes for the production of Western style product, whereas about 47% milk is converted into traditional Indian milk products. If we see the estimates for 2030, then it tells that liquid milk consumption will decline, and it will be about 31%, whereas there is slight increase in the consumption of tea and coffee, and it will be about 11%, whereas remaining 57% milk will be available for the conversion into different value-added product. And out of this, the major contribution will be of curd. If we see the scenario of milk production and availability of India, in 1955, only there was 17 million ton milk production, and it has been increased up to 187.7 million ton. And from 70s, if we see the annual growth rate of milk production, then it has been increased with a rate of 4.7%, whereas in the world it has been increased at a rate of less than 1%. If we see the per capita availability, in earlier days, means in 1950-51, it was only 130 ml per day per capita, whereas in 2018-19, it is about 394 ml per day per capita. Means it has been increased significantly during the last 70 years. If we see the scenario of milk and milk products in India, generally milk is considered as almost complete food, and it has been consumed from ancient time, because this is considered as the healthy food, because it is a good source of quality proteins, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and potassium, as well as it is a rich source of vitamin A and vitamin D, besides providing the other nutrients to the body. Most of the milk is particularly in the rural area from ancient time was converted into different traditional milk product, which has remained the inseparable part of the social cultural life of the India. In earlier days, even today's boxes of sweets are the harbinger of good news. When there is any good news in the society, it may be in the form of marriages, it may be in the form of birthday, it may be in the form of anniversary, or when anybody gets a job, it generally offers sweets. And most of these sweets are traditional sweets, which is having the native origin of India. And in India, and it may be estimated that in India, about 50% of the milk production is converted into preparation of indigenous sweets. If we see the requirement of milk, we found that about 280 milliliter milk is required for everyone. And this recommendation has been proposed by the Nutritional Advisory Committee of Indian Council of Medical Research. And what is the availability? If we see the availability in the world, the availability is about 310 milliliter per day, whereas in India, it is 394 milliliter per day. If we see the scenario of developed country, it is about 820 milliliter per day. And there is a wide variation in the availability of milk throughout the India. There are states there is wide variation in the availability of milk throughout the India. There are some states which is having below recommended level, where the per capita availability is below recommended level. But in Punjab, the scenario is entirely different. This is the state where per capita milk availability is highest, and it is 1181 ml per day. This represents the love of Punjab people towards the milk and milk product consumption, and this is the maximum per capita availability in the nation. What is the base behind the availability of milk? It is the large bovine population which is available in India, and India is having about 51% of the Asian bovine population and about 19% of world bovine population. At present, according to the livestock census 2019, the population of bovines in India is about 302 million. Out of this, there are about 192 million cattle and 109 million buffaloes. And here the buffalo is considered as the black gold of India. Why it is considered as black gold? Because every part of this is utilized for production purpose. Milk is utilized for preparation of different value-added product, whereas skin is utilized for preparation of good quality leather. Meat is utilized for preparation of different meat products, as well as internal organs are utilized for preparation of different pharmaceutical preparations. That's why no part is waste of buffalo. That's why buffalo is considered as the black gold of India. And India is having the highest buffalo population in the world. If we talk about the traditional Indian dairy products, we can see that in India, in every part, in every district, every village, in every state, there are so many sweet shops where different variety of traditional milk products are prepared and relished by the population. These traditional milk products are the integral part of Indian heritage and have great social, religious, cultural, medicinal, and economic importance. And these products has been developed over a long period with the culinary skills of homemakers and halwai. And technology is mainly confined to the sweet makers, particularly which are known as halwais. And the basic purpose of traditional Indian dairy product is to provide a variety of different type of sweets, as well as it also preserves the milk for the longer duration, which otherwise cannot be stored under Indian condition. What are the in climatic condition of India? Because in most of the part, the environment or the climate is tropical, where we cannot store milk for longer duration, and the infrastructure facility for particularly for chilling is not available in the rural area. So most of the homemakers or the halwais or the sweet shop makers generally convert this salubrious food into a variety of traditional milk product, where some traditional knowledge that a value addition about